I'm sick of this. I'm sick of it. I'm done. I'm so tired and sick of it. I don't even wanna. I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. Honestly.
Seems you had a worse experience than I did.
Welcome back to the Cosmic Panel. Today we are reviewing Captain America: Brave New World. What is this? Cap 4,
Yeah, this
technically.
is Cap 4.
Um.
It
Yeah.
was
This.
originally called New World Order, which I still I get why they changed it because the whole far right, but like it would have made still more sense.
Uh huh. But yeah. So we watched it earlier than I think usually they have these showings on Thursdays,
Yeah,
right?
we watched that 2:30 in the afternoon.
Yeah, it's weird. And yeah, this felt like a fucking fever dream, man. Like this was just very strange. But before we get into it too deep, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, comment your thoughts on this spectacular Marvel film. Uh, and don't forget to follow us on Instagram at the Cosmic Panel. That's one word, uninterrupted, where we
Yeah.
do claim sales and all sorts of cool comic content on there.
So let me get some things off my chest about this film. By the way, spoilers galore as usual. Um, I actually like this film, but I don't love this film. That's the best way I can put it. This film felt like it ended way too early. It felt like we were just starting to actually get like somewhere with the story, and then they stopped. I like this feels like the whole Thunderbolt Ross transforming thing should have happened way early, especially because they revealed it in the trailers. Um, like I think having a story where he transforms and then Falcon has to bring him on the run or something like that is like way more interesting than what we ended up getting.
I think there was a lot of excellent concepts in this, but the execution and the editing, I'm
The
assuming
editing is
due to
bad.
reshoots, just suffered so greatly.
The editing is
Um,
bad, man.
yeah,
It gave you like whiplash constantly with the camera, like constantly changing around. The fight scenes were not shot well.
I'm
The
more.
first
I was more concerned about like sequencing.
that too, but I was gonna say like that the first one where I noticed it was like in that fight scene where he's in the hallway. When Cap enters into the hideout, the literal first
Oh,
hideout,
oh,
and
the
he's in the hallway,
underground.
and it's like it just feels like it just kept on switching so much, and it felt very disorienting, and not in a fun way, in a way where it was like, okay, this just feels like you guys don't know how to shoot this. Like you guys almost want to shoot this as like almost a Daredevil oneer, but you're also too afraid to try that.
Yeah, the editing that really threw me off was more like interrupting montages and stuff, like when Sam is talking to Joaquin on the phone, and but then they keep interrupting it with like um, Harrison Ford dialogue, and like it just felt like, what scene are we in right now? Are we supposed to be focused on Sam Wilson? Are we supposed to be focused on Ross? Like, what the fuck? What is going on right now?
This film should have had Bucky in it, straight up. Like I get that he's in Thunderbolts, but like you could have made this film about him protecting Bucky as he's running for an election seat. Like there's plenty of story that you could bring Bucky in, and it felt really the great thing about Anthony Mackie's character, at least Falcon, the main thing that has been defining him has been his relationship with Bucky. They built an entire show off of it, and I get like Anthony Mackie wants to make Captain America his own character. I get that, but like to completely deny the film that chemistry, it felt weird, especially when they did give a little bit of it. It was like, okay, this is cool, but I wish there was more of this.
Yeah, I think that there were some really good plot points. I just think that it was so like it was just such a mess. It was like just
Yeah,
a hodgepodge of ideas that it could have been streamlined and it could
it was
have
a
been
shotgun spread of
consolidated and it could have been fixed. And yeah, it's weird that they didn't want to have Bucky in here. Um, I guess they didn't want the Disney show to feel like too necessary. I think they got afraid with a lot of these shows all of a sudden, like putting too much of the actual development from the shows into the movies there's a lot of like assumptions that we have to make, and um, especially when you have a lead actor that's changed. Obviously this is like a strenuous circumstance under which Harrison Ford replaced the previous actor, but like we got to pretend that we care about the bond between him and Betty. We got to pretend like there's a lot of suspension of
I
disbelief as
can't
far
buy
as
it.
character interactions that I just don't I can't bring myself to care about. But I like Leader being behind stuff. I think that's a really cool idea. I like that they actually did reference the original Hulk film. Um, I think there was a lot of potential there. I think Leader's a really cool character, and I like how they made him more sinister and kind of scary.
But
But
he
then
gives up.
somewhere along like halfway of the film, he just starts walking around and just being everywhere, and he really just loses his like mystique really fast.
He
And
gives up like near the end of the movie. And it's like, bro, wait, what? What are you, my guy?
that
Like,
scene felt so fucking inserted, where he just walks up to Cap. It was so weird.
I was like, that's so yeah, that was so strange.
Yeah.
And then like, I do like his design. I love how gross he looked.
Mm-hmm.
I do like that quite a bit.
I like
I
the
do,
glowing eyes.
yeah, that was a nice touch. But yeah, no, I wanted more of him. Like, I would have liked if Falcon actually had to like fight him by like trying to get into his base or something, and like him trying to predict like what Falcon would, or not Falcon, what Cap was gonna do. I'm so used to calling him Falcon at this point. I need to like readjust in my head. But yeah, no, I mean, I think Anthony Mackie's a great Cap. Uh, as much as people fucking try to tell you that he's not, I think he's a great Cap. I think he can lead the film easily. He's not the bad part of this film. It's
No,
genuinely
not at
just the
all.
plot.
But they didn't touch on like the controversy of him being Cap like at all, which was really shocking. I thought
Yeah,
that was going
like
to be a way bigger
talk
part of the
about it.
film. I think Leader being the main villain is fine. I think him kind of slowly poisoning and manipulating Ross is cool. I like that um orientation of the Red Hulk character, because in the comics it's pretty good. Like, Ross hates Hulk so much that he becomes what he, hates to just fight him. But this makes a little more sense. It's like he's actually trying to improve as a person, and but he needed, medical help, so he contacted Stearns, and Stearns was slowly,
Well, he
poisoning him
didn't
and whatever.
contact Stearns. He held him fucking prisoner.
Contacted Stearns for the medical help, I mean.
Oh yeah,
And I think that's a cool use of the Red Hulk thing, and basically turning him into the thing that he hates. So I liked that, use of Red Hulk. Serpent Society, would have been a cool, third party, but you just kind of threw them away to be military, black ops, soldier kind of guys, instead of actually using those actual characters and their
just
names at
wasted
all.
Giancarlo.
Yeah. So that was really strange. Um, but yeah, this had like the makings of a proper comic book movie. The Celestial, follow up. I really like that. Adamantium. Okay, pretty cool. But yeah, it just
Yeah,
was so disorganized, and I just feel like the reshoots and the edit just really just killed like any sense of like semblance that this movie had. Um, I guess you could kind of tell where like the beginning and the end was supposed to be. I'm fine with Red Hulk being like the final face off. He's not like the bad guy, but he has to like de-escalate that situation. Um, but yeah, it just really sloppy, really really just strange. Just felt like a fever dream.
yeah. I wish we had more time with Red Hulk. It felt like he was like like used so quickly. I do like the buildup of him, but I feel like it could
the
have been halved, and it would have had the same impact. You know what I mean?
I can
Um,
only assume that like they cut the trailers the way they did to not reveal like Leader being the true villain of the movie, to keep that mystery,
but like revealing the Red
locked.
Hulk plotline kind of also defeats. I don't
Yeah,
know.
yeah.
I mean, there's only so many ways you can market this movie. To be honest,
Well, I think that they were just kind of shoving Harrison Ford down everyone's throats. They were like, "Look, it's a big look. You love this guy. He's Han Solo. Look."
Yeah, I
Like
don't think
that's
he was the good
still,
choice for this for Thunderbolt Ross. Period.
it's just unnecessary.
I don't think he acts well as Ross. I can't buy that he's evil Ross. Like I can't. They even showed him in the like wig and stuff, and I'm like, nah, this is like too much. Like I can't buy it. Like
They
straight
really did
up.
the flashback of the
Yeah.
mustache, and the only explanation for why he got rid of the mustache was like, yeah, they told me lose the mustache or lose the election. What are you talking
What the
about,
fuck
dog?
you mean? What lukewarm political messaging, guys? We have to be on both aisles and come together to make the best for everything. Because we should because both sides are wrong and right the same equal amount. Even though some people think that other people shouldn't exist.
Yeah.
Pretty wild.
Unfortunately, a very like, I guess, Disneyfication.
It's gotten worse though.
Um,
Like Winter Soldier felt more honest than like this.
Winter Soldier or
Like the movie Winter
the
Soldier. Sorry, I
movie.
should have
Yeah,
specified. Yeah, Winter like the like Captain America 2 felt more honest like with its political messaging than this did. This felt very lukewarm because it felt like it was trying to please everyone and therefore pleased no one.
it's really strange because I feel like they had something going with Isaiah in the show, in the Captain,
Yeah,
in the Falcon Winter Soldier show.
he's easily the
Um,
most interesting character to come out of that. And
yeah,
like I would have loved to explore more about him being in solitary. Like if he had tried that moment, the best moment in this entire film was that moment where Isaiah had to let himself be arrested. That was so well acted. Like that was genuinely heartbreaking. Like my heart actually sunk because you could like the way the actor portrayed it was like you could tell he did not want to go back in because he knew what that would do to him.
hmm yeah. It's again a lot of like strong ideas that just didn't have execution, and it gets more and more frustrating as this you know post Endgame era goes on. Is like, what the fuck are the writers doing? Like, why is it this hard when you have literally
Everyone.
thousands of comics to draw upon and you can't hire a proper fucking writer for your movie or your script? Like,
Or you
it's
fire your writer constantly.
it's
Like
perplexing. It is absolutely perplexing to me. Like, I just, yeah,
I wanted to
it's
love
just
this. I
perplexing.
genuinely wanted to love this because
This
I
is a
I
big like this should be a big turning point. This should literally like dictate, the next like stage of the MCU.
yeah, like this is the thing of like, hey, we have a new Cap, we have a new figurehead. He is going to be the person helping lead the Avengers, and I wanted this film to be good, but it isn't good. I like it, but it's not good, and that is almost worse than being bad at times because it's like in one ear out the other.
No, it's
Um,
always worse cuz this is for me like one of those movies that we watch and we're like, "Oh, it could have been better if we just tweaked this and we tweaked that."
yeah,
Like you can see what could have been fixed. That's why it's so much more painful to watch.
it's yeah, no, it's like pulling teeth. It's especially because like we are comic book readers. We have read so many stories with these characters that we know, hey, oh, this character could easily slot in here. Oh, this character easily could have had this origin explained. Like, man, it's just a thing of like, also, like, if you wanted to have a random fucking side character, maybe don't use Giancarlo Esposito for it. Maybe use like Baron Zemo.
Maybe
Like,
don't use some random Israeli character that literally no one gives a shit about just to insert in your fucking military propaganda movie.
yeah. Also like, what? I'm sorry, I can't buy that she's fighting like that entire hallway of guys. I'm
They just
those guys
showed
are
5 minutes
literally
before like giving Sam and Joaquin like a legitimately hard time, and then she
yeah,
just pops in. And she's like, okay.
but
She's
she's
like
like
five
half of their
foot.
height. Like, and this is not bashing on short people. This is not bashing on short people. She doesn't look like she's fit enough to be
It's just
like
not.
funny.
It's not
Like it
convincing.
because like there there are I there are plenty of short people that I know that are jacked as fuck, women and men alike, that I know could beat my ass. She did not look like any one of them. Like, especially if you're shorter, you have to look more like, you know, like imposing. But I was gonna say though, I did like Falcon. I did like the little arc when he crashed into the ocean, and Sam had to choose between him and taking out the other missile. That was really interesting. Or taking out the jet. I do like the fact that Leader was using mind control. That was fun. That was actually a really cool way, and I like the stinger, like the music. Um, I wish we'd dealt more with Isaiah Bradley. Like genuinely, I wish we even dealt with his nephew. Like we didn't even mention
Yeah,
his
he
nephew.
wasn't anywhere to be found.
But like that's a main plot point is that like his nephew's the only living family he has left. Like it would have been nice to at least see him at the gym at minimum, so that we could see him like I don't know showing off some of his super soldier abilities.
Yeah, I don't know what's up
Because
with
he's
that.
supposed to be Patriot. He's supposed to eventually become part of the Young Avengers. Like he's an important character, and if they're gonna make a Young Avengers movie, that I mean, you got to start seeding this shit, bro.
Seeing the Celestial, like that scene was so huge to me because I was like, oh, this is so cool. Like this is actually them like showing that stuff in the other movies have ramifications and there is some sort of united thread again. You know
I
what I
do
mean?
I did
That was
like that.
so cool. Um,
I
and
like how the
then
other countries are fighting for the adamantium because it's
yeah,
realistic. It's
hmm
genuinely realistic. Where you're like, yeah, all of them would be fucking pissed off and fighting for it. Like honestly, the most unrealistic part is that the U.S. was forming the peace treaty. Let's be
yeah,
real here. Let's be real here. The U.S. would have taken that shit.
yeah. So like that was like so cool. I was like, wow, they really did. But yeah, then they just kind of dropped the ball on stuff like that.
Also, they didn't even use it once. I was kind of surprised.
Yeah,
I thought they would like maybe like so. I when
it's a
Sam had
strange
his
way to introduce
wings
adamantium.
when Sam had his wings ripped off, I was like, oh, are they gonna like? Is he gonna lose and then have to get adamantium wings? And like that's where my brain went immediately. I was like, ding ding ding. Like you know how you normally do when you're like trying to predict a plot, and then it was like, oh no, the fight's over. Oh, okay.
No, I felt like it was towards the end of the movie, honestly. Can we talk about the green screen real quick at the end when Sam's trying to calm down Ross?
That was really rough.
What the hell?
You know, Harrison Ford didn't want to do a second take.
What the hell?
I do really think the Red Hulk looks really good. I love how much damage he does. Also, I think I really do like love how much damage he did to like Washington. The one major oversight: who the fuck's now president? Who's now
Yeah,
president?
I
Like
mean,
you can't have a whole film focused about the president and be like, and he resigned, and then we just don't talk about who took up his space. Like,
well, the whole thing, to my
who's his
recollection
VP?
in the MCU, right? My whole recollection
Norman
of
Osborn.
the MCU is like they don't talk about the president by name if it's not like an important part of the plot. Like because they don't, they're not going to make it concurrent with real life. They're not going to do anything like that. So the fact that they even did this was kind of breaking that illusion that they do, where they're like, "Oh, there's actually real government and there's real, people. Like this is not Shield anymore. We don't get any like organizations that we already know about." So I'm sure that they just didn't want to talk about it because it's either not important or it's like a character that they're gonna set up for Thunderbolts, like in the next movie or something. But yeah, and then just vague as fuck,
Thunderbolts.
terrible dialogue. Leader being like,
I know Easy
"Look
will.
out the others. Look out for the others."
Oh my god, wait, no, okay, we have to talk. Sir, how the fuck do you know about the multiverse? Sir, how the fuck did you calculate the fucking multiverse, motherfucker? That doesn't make any sense. Bro, you've been locked up in a dingy ass fucking basement for like 7 years, 10 years. How the fuck did you have time to.
I just hated the vagueness of it. Just say
It's
that you
so
know about the
stupid.
multiverse. Just say
But,
something.
but but also like don't why the fuck this guy of all the people why this guy like he's not
He's a
it'd be
super genius. I would have been fine if they committed to it, but it was just the vagueness that really hurt me. It was like, wait till you have to fight the others or whatever. It's like, wait till the others come. It's like, bro, what?
like at
Like
least
that just tells me you guys don't have a direction for your fucking franchise.
yeah literally because like who are the others Is it Planet Hulk? Is it multiverse? Is it like
Yeah, it's like, come
what
on,
plot?
come
No.
on.
Okay. Ah, man, it's just it just this is as lukewarm as a film as you could get at times. And the worst part is there's moments where it's really good. And that
Yeah,
like we've hammered home is more frustrating because if if there's a moment where it can shine, it proves that the film wasn't a complete like waste. There, I rather a Morbius film where I know it's going to be dog shit. I enter in, I watch it, it's dog shit, and I leave, and it's dog shit. Than a film like this where it could have had potential.
but where it had potential. Yeah,
Yeah, and it's just like Sam is genuinely a super interesting character who, if you do dive into the literal aspect of his character, which is he's a black Captain America, that is huge. That is huge representation. You just have to show like we don't get a single moment of him in like regular public other than that bar scene in the beginning, and it was filled with veterans. So it's not even like the regular public. Like show him interacting with kids, show him interacting with literally anyone. Like make him okay. And this is something that the films Fantastic Four and Superman have to nail. Make them fucking hopeful. Make them hopeful. These characters are not supposed to be grim dark all the time.
make
Like
them
they can have dark
human.
moments. Exactly. Make them relatable. Because right now, Sam is on a secret spy mission for a secret spy government, and I mean I sorry I don't have experience with that. Like the most relatable moment in the Falcon and Winter Soldier TV show was when he was trying to buy the boat, like and get a loan. Like that was like, and it's funny. It's like one scene in one episode, but to me that sold Anthony Mackie's Captain America, where he was like, "Can I get a loan?" It's like we can't offer a loan to even to Avengers. Like that to me is so much more engaging than him just fighting in a hallway.
Yeah, no, definitely. The way that they end Falcon and Winter Soldier with that scene of what is it, like the politician or whatever,
You have to
um,
do better.
chewing him out, was like that's the vibe I know from the comics, from that first Sam Wilson Captain America run, where it's like people are doubting his ability. You know, the way that they do it in this movie is just like Harrison Ford just all of a sudden getting mad at him and just
Yeah, I want it.
being like,
That
"You're
offer
out."
rescinded. Yeah.
Yeah, like that was just really weird. You're not Steve
Also, like he was
Rogers. Like,
authorizing him to be like Captain America. It's like that isn't, as far as I know, it isn't actually a real government position.
well, the trailer really hammered that home too, and I just feel like they didn't really follow through on that. Like, I thought that would have been actually cool. Like Sam having to like juggle like doing the right thing with being like a government, player. Like, I thought that could have been really cool. But Harrison Ford just kind of throws that out really quickly, and it's just like you're not Steve Rogers, which just felt completely unwarranted. Like, what are you talking about?
bro,
He's
bro,
not Steve Rogers because what? What would you want Steve Rogers to be doing in this moment right now?
bro.
Just
I want him
explain.
to be white.
Right. It's like
Like
what are we
no,
doing?
and it felt no. It made no sense because it was like they were talking about Isaiah Bradley. It was like, bro, why are you what? It just felt really racist all of a sudden. It was like, bro, what the fuck?
Like it just to me
Like, bro,
felt like a
chill.
breakdown of dialogue. They had kind of cool dark moments like when they were in that underground site that it felt more like serious, and yeah, that moment with Isaiah when he realizes like where he is, like there were some convincing performances, but then you just have, I guess, your at this point typical MCU just crap dialogue.
Schlock.
Yeah, where that doesn't accomplish anything but the bare minimum and feels very stilted. Doesn't feel natural.
The fighter jet
Um,
action scene. I'm curious. Did you enjoy that?
in the over the Indian Ocean.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, there was a lot of combat I did like. I liked a lot of the uses of the shield.
Yes.
I'm not sure how like what's the word, physics correct a lot of the
Yeah.
in air shield throwing would have been, bouncing between missiles
You,
and
you
stuff.
you sure that wouldn't be accurate? Like I'm pretty sure that's accurate.
But there was some cool
As
stuff.
Peter says, that thing does not obey the law of physics.
Yeah. But I mean, there was some cool, like, um, stuff with the missiles. Like, I liked when Sam like surfed on the missile or whatever.
Yeah,
He
that
like
was
stood
so
on it.
that felt some like Fast and Furious shit for a second. I was like, oh yeah,
Yeah. I
this
mean,
is good.
there's
I
some pretty goofy
it
stuff.
just felt like there wasn't. I wish there were. It didn't feel like the threat was that high during that moment. Weirdly enough,
And just in that whole,
in that whole sequence, like it
uh,
really. I don't know why.
I like
I
the tension between like the Japanese military
I
and the
wish there
American
was more of that
military.
specifically. I wish maybe it was more of a thing of like maybe the Japanese like battleships started actually firing on them, and Sam has to take out like the guns on both sides. Like I don't know. It just felt like I was like, okay, we got two fighters and another two fighters, like fighter jets. It's like, okay, this is cool, but like I don't know.
Like,
It
not
felt
as
a very
overwhelming, you think, as it
yeah.
could have
It
been?
didn't feel as over as like as important as it should have been because this is literally a start of basically the equivalent of a new war.
Okay.
Like I don't know. It just felt like it. Like if Cap had
I
somehow
like that
had to diffuse
sequence.
the situation a little bit more drastically, it would have been. I don't know, but I also don't know where you could have gone with that. That's just maybe like a nitpick on my end.
I didn't hate that sequence. The only thing that bothered me in that sequence was that Ross wouldn't just rip off the headset if Sam is talking to you through that and he's
He
making you
just
pissed
oh,
off, how you
you know
wouldn't
what
just
it
rip
is?
off the headset.
You know what it is? Actually, I figured it out. I don't like that it just ends. I don't like that it just ends with him defeating the the pilot and that's it. I would have liked if he went to the Japanese like prime minister or something and like talked to him, or like even went to another any of those like leaders and talked to them. Like that's what I needed. I needed
Hmm.
more than just like make me feel the stakes of like the Japanese prime minister telling Sam like you just took out two of my fighters. Why doesn't this cause a world war? Like and then have Sam be like, oh, now you have to defend yourself here. It's more interesting than Harrison Ford trying to defend himself and be like, well, I don't actually, the optics,
Yeah, I think they could have had like a follow up meeting before Ross's like final speech or whatever, to just kind of, yeah, reassert the stakes, um, instead of just being like, okay, the treaty's back on or whatever.
no. Sharon Carter was also interesting.
Yeah, I mean,
Power broker,
there's
like
stuff that just keeps it from, um, connecting all the dots.
it felt very surface level at times. Like they're missing some characters and missing some people, and it feels that way.
Yeah, I mean, to be this late in the MCU and not have like the characters feeling more united, like that was what I liked about, I think No Way Home, was like Doctor Strange just casually showing up, like just casually being a side character. Like that felt cool to me because it's like there are characters active in the universe at all times. Like you've shown us so many superheroes now that they should be crossing paths all the time. I don't care
At
if
least
it's a
have him
small
talk to
scene.
Banner.
Yeah, like
Like just hollow call him.
where the fuck is Hulk right now?
Like just have him like hollow call and be like, hey, like
Fucking
you
leader,
got any
yeah,
tips?
leader's fucking killing everybody right now. Like, what are we doing?
You got any advice?
Leader just killed my beefcake friend at the fucking army.
It's such a military propaganda slot.
He just walks up and he's like, in his stupid
guys,
aviators.
guys, we don't know if we have any safe space. Well, I know a safe space goes into the Air Force, U.S. Air Force, where and then Falcon goes. Well, we don't know if anyone's been brainwashed. Okay, let me play it.
Yeah, let me just play the track so we can get instantly shot at if anyone's brainwashed here.
it's like, bro, what the fuck are you thinking, my guy? These guys are trained soldiers with guns on them. You're not gonna have enough time to react.
Yeah, like at least announce that you're gonna do that. You know what I mean?
Like have them line up, take off their guns, and then be like, okay, we're gonna play this. And if
So
any of you guys
goofy.
tweak out, we'll know.
So goofy.
Anyway, yeah, next thing is Thunderbolts, and then we get FF. I'm I'm hoping Thunderbolts is decent, is good. Actually, I'm hoping
We're
Thunderbolts is
saying this
good.
for every MCU movie at this point, dude.
Okay, well, I give it 3 missiles bounced off of a shield out of 5.
I'm gonna give this movie 2.5 Red Hulk pills out of 5. Just did it average job at this point. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, all that stuff we said at the beginning. Follow us on Instagram at the Cosmic Panel. We got a claim sale tomorrow if I put this out when it's supposed to come out at 11 a.m. and we'll be running as long as we physically can.
And we will also be selling Red Hulk pills, so definitely tune in to get your own Red Hulk pills. We guarantee the effects will do something to your body. Not sure what. It'll do something to your body.
Yeah. Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.